Are you sharing the screen, Brahma-saṁhitā, or Jai?
I'm sharing the screen. Yes, I'm sharing, bro.
42. Jai. Om Ajñātimrāṅgasya Jnāñjana-salakaya Chakshurunmilitam yena tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishnaprestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Namne Namaste Sarasvati Devi Gauravani Pracharane विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणी जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधरा श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंदा हरे कृष्णा कृष्णा कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे मुखं करोति वाचालं पंगुं लंघयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दीनतारिणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्य ईश्वरं हरि ओं तत्सत्. Welcome to dear devotees for this Brahma-saṁhitā recitation. So I'm happy to be here among with you all. So we are going to read Brahma-saṁhitā, verse number 42. Ananda chinmaya ratsatmataya manashuya ninam pratipalan smaratam upetya leelayitena bhuvanani jayetya ajashram dhamadhi purusham. I worship Govinda, the primal Lord, whose glory ever triumphantly dominates the mundane world by the activity of his own pastimes, being reflected in the mind of recollecting souls as the transcendental entity of ever blissful cognitive rasa. Jai Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. So, yeah, we understand that Lord Brahma is like, praying to Krishna after Brahma Vimohana Leela. So he was reciting this. It's like, Krishna's inconceivable potencies have been described. We heard that Sukadeva Goswami says that Krishna is bewildering, like how Brahma is praying. So Krishna is bewildering my intelligence because although he is unborn, he has appeared as the son of Nanda Maharaj. He is all pervading, but still he is held on the lap of Mother Yashoda. In spite of his being all pervasive, he has become limited by the love of Yashoda. Although he has innumerable forms, still he is moving as one Krishna before his father and mother Nanda Yashoda. We can see that even Krishna Prabhupada mentions that when the gopis saw that their dearmost Krishna had returned to them, they all stood up at once and out of their affection for him, their eyes rolled wide. You remember, if you all remember, we already read and recently also we discussed one of the Bhagavad Gita classes. So how when Krishna returns, all the even Dwaraka Vasis, he is entering into Dwaraka city and Dwaraka city. That time, all the inhabitants of Vrindavan, Dwaraka Vasis, they have come to see Krishna. So everyone, their eyes filled with so much love and happiness, and because of that, everyone they are in Ananda actually. It was as if the air of life had re-entered their bodies like that. So it is very interesting how, like, even Lord Brahma, he got astonished by seeing Krishna's beauty and his innumerable, like, forms. When he have stolen all the calves and cowherd boys in Vrindavan. So that's what those who constantly recollect in accordance with the spiritual instructions, the name, figure, attributes, and pastimes of the form of Krishna appearing in the amorous rasa, and whose loveliness vanquishes the god of um, mundane love, conqueror of all mundane um, hearts, are all meditators of Krishna. See, Krishna, who is full of pastimes, has always manifested himself with his realm only in the pure receptive conditions of such persons. The pastimes of that manifested divine realm triumphantly dominates in every way all the majesty and beauty of the mundane world. That's what is saying here. But how do we understand actually? Once, like, one devotee asked Prabhupada, okay, Prabhupada, you said if these pastimes of rasa dance are only for liberated souls, and yet in in Krishna book, in Nectar of Devotion, there are so many descriptions of the pastimes of rasa um, and dance of Radha and Krishna. And Prabhupada says, yeah, that is very cautiously mentioned. Yes, it had to be given because it is part of Krishna's pastimes. We cannot avoid it, therefore it has to be heard from right person. He will be cautious to present the things. Anushrunayat, he says that particularly. The injunction is one should hear from a person, bona fide, anushrayat, not directly, not directly. Like that, we see after hearing uh, about how the Lord pervades the universe via the material energy, that's what we say that um, now we hear of his close kins to the living entity as Paramatma. In this particular verse, it indicates that Ananda Chinmaya Rasat Mataya gives a clue that how the jivas can escape the karmic fetters. The conditioned soul is apt to be enchanted by beauty and bliss. Rather, search outward and chasing fragments of it here and there, he can just as easily turn inward for the real thing. And here it describes the complete bewilderment of this world caused by the Lord's attractive form. Govinda appears to some degree in the minds of the living entities of this world by embracing them with its madhur rasa. He is described as being reflected since the Lord appears within the tiny jivas as Paramatma, as a second, like, we can see, endowed with the part of his all enchanting nature. This form causes remembrance. In this way, he conquers all persons in the worlds. The five chapters of on Rasa, Srila Prabhupada mentioned in Srimad Bhagavatam, 10th canto. When Lord Krishna when he smiles on his face, on his lotus face, like appeared before the gopis with his beautiful smile, wearing the garland and the yellowish garment. Um, he directly appeared as one who can bewilder the mind of Cupid. Okay? Who himself bewilders the mind of ordinary people. That's what bewilders meant of the bewilder. The meaning of the like Manmatha. Manmatha is a similar to the face of like Chakshusha, inspires the eyes to see. Krishna inspires us to see his beautiful form. That's why, like now, we go every day to temple and we are attracted to his beauty in some extent. So one who doesn't attracted by his beauty, then obviously we are attracted by some mundane material beauty, which is not permanent and it doesn't long last. And finally, we have attachment to the material things. So we will experience bitter and sorrowness. And at the same time, when we develop the attachment towards Krishna, so that bewilderment and the sorrowness, everything will be removed automatically because of the attachment towards Krishna gives us the pleasure. The highest pleasure of this body one can attain by having only having attachment towards Krishna and his beauty. So, and we can understand that though the Lord acts as the cause, like Cupids and powers of bewilderment to material love. And material Cupids attractions are contaminated, being overcome by material influence. Like Bhaktisiddhanta Sarasvati Thakura gives the simple formula for overcoming our attachment to grasp things and experiencing their higher taste. That is that those who constantly recollect in accordance with the spiritual instructions, the name, figure, attributes, and pastimes of the form of Krishna appearing in the amorous rasa, whose lowliness vanquishes the god of mundane love, conqueror of all mundane thoughts, or alone meditators of Krishna. Krishna, who is full of pastimes, always manifests himself with the realm only, is the pure receptive cognition of such persons. The pastimes of the manifested divine realm triumphantly dominates in every way all the majesty and the beauty of the mundane world. Those who constantly, that's what we, Srila Prabhupada also, like, he has many times given us a wonderful understanding about Krishna and his pastimes, and especially people often ask Srila Prabhupada. So this discussion of Rasa Leela is the summit of Krishna consciousness. It is not ordinary thing. They are purely spiritual. There is nothing material. But because we are not completely free from a material concept of life, we may think that Krishna Leela is something like this material. So that is offense. But when that's what when we feel it is everything is Krishna and his pastimes are very beautiful and receptive. So one should understand that. Otherwise, so we end up in somewhere. So to understand Krishna's Rasalila, uh, the one's goal should be, the ultimate goal should be understand Krishna's Rasalila. But we have to wait for releasing that Krishna's Rasalila to become more perfect in Krishna consciousness. He mentions that Anta Mapagomam Anartha, like Anartha go Gaman. See, the Anartha means one is freed from all Anarthas, but is so nice. Even those who are with Anartha, and that especially misgivings, if they are devotees, if they have got full surrender unto Krishna, so they all will derive benefit. When we go to Vrindavan, so like, um, so when we have a deep in Radha Kunda, Srila Prabhupada also says that his disciples, especially, he recommended that our Guru Ma says that mm, he always says some devotees go, they'll come, some devotees who are there in the Mayapur, they come, Guru Maharaj, we are going to Vrindavan, can you bless us? What should we do? Like, then Gurma says that, okay, that's good. So if you go Vrindavan, be careful and don't, like, offend anyone. Vrindavan, you have to be very pakka. If you go Vrindavan and meditate and you do whatever bhakti, you will get 1,000 times benefit. The same time, if you commit aparadh, then you will get immediately 1,000 times reaction. So are we ready to face the consequences by our mischievous activities or aparadhas when we visit Dham? But Mayapur is like, Madhurya Dham, Audharya Dham. It is not like. But at the same time, aparadh is aparadh. So wherever we go, is, Radhakund we go, people normally sometimes when we see water, so we forget that we are like, we are human beings, we are devotees, and Radhakundi is not that like what we think in some swimming pool. So we do whatever we want, we act and we dance, we swim for our own happiness, that which gives us the ananda, swa ananda, so atma trupti. But that atma trupti, for just 1 minute, 2 minutes, will be with us to, like, we release. But when we have a dip in the Radha Kund with a pure heart, so all our senses and tan mandan, everything will be purified.
Hare Krishna devotees, just wait. We lost the network connection with Prabhu, and we'll wait for Prabhu to come back. Hare Krishna.
Sorry, devotees, forgive me. So I got disconnected. Somehow the internet is not well. So sorry for interruption. So when we have a opportunity to um, take the pure form of Radha's love towards Krishna, it is clearly we we believe that when we have it in Radha Kund, so definitely we will achieve that some tinge of Krishna prema which she has towards Krishna. So we have to be very careful. Like, and Srila Prabhupada also mentions, like in Vrindavan, we see that monkeys, they jump into one tree to other tree, and at the same time they jump in Radhakund, and we should not be like those monkeys. And we have come to Vrindavan. Don't think don't think that Krishna's had rasa dance with the ordinary girls, or Krishna was an ordinary man, as Krishna was not man, is a god. Similarly, the gopis and Srimati Radha Rani, they are internal potency of God. We have to understand clearly, mm, this is this should be understood clearly. Avajanati Mahamuda Manushin Tan Ashritam. And Krishna says that Mudas, rascals, they think that I am a human being, ordinary human being, and therefore they imitate. Sometimes this Prabhupada says that rascals imitates who imitates, they are rascals actually, and these people also try to imitate rasa dance. I was hearing one video yesterday, was just 2 days back. I'm not criticizing anyone. So I have full proof. So one lady, she has come out of the one spiritual organization. That is, that's what, when Rasa dance has come, Prabhupada says that mundane people are trying to imitate. So they meditate on some, Jyoti. Okay. So I can give, I can tell also directly. It is so actually in that, this happened in Andhra. So that lady was telling that, and especially it happened in my hometown. So she has come out and she was telling that the head of that organization. So in training only they tell that, okay, you have to act as a gopi, so that so and so person will come as a Krishna. So then they have to uh, give pleasure to that person, the head of that society organization. So they see, if you are not interested, then you are not considered as a part of the 16,108 gopis. So if you are ready to give your deha for his pleasure, then they will consider you as one of the gopis. And like this, how many um, I don't know. So how many gopis he is maintaining and how many are there? These useless people, they always misinterpret their interpretations are always, and they think that they are Krishna and they can do why Krishna is doing, why not I am. These are useless people. And she was telling these so many other activities what happens, and this disgusting things people does. So that's what Krishna had rasa dance, then one we can have also rasa dance. These are useless, but they do not understand that Krishna's rasa dance is not ordinary ball dance like that. And it is an imitation, perverted imitation, because the tendencies there in Krishna, uh, therefore we have also got the tendency, but we do not know how to enjoy the dancing spirit. That is our illusion. Okay, we are whatever we do service, we do for Krishna's pleasure, not for our own pleasure. Even Bhagavad Gita confirms that Krishna, whatever pleasure you are getting, even a single second pleasure, mm, so people think that like no, but regarding especially related to this, people like so bodily pleasure. So by performing some mundane activity, we get maybe 20 seconds or 30 seconds pleasure. Even that happiness goes to Krishna. Okay, Krishna says that happiness comes to me. Even that 20 seconds pleasure will not be with you. So why you are so much hanker for it? But when we serve Krishna with a full heart and with love and affection, the pleasure with us and unlimitedly, whatever, with full focused mind, when we serve Krishna with love and affection, the pleasure always with us. So we have to understand we are that Dasanu Dasa Dasanu Gopi Vartaka Padakamalam Dasanu Dasa Dasa. We are the servants of the servants of the servants of the servants. So we have to understand that so clearly that so we do not know how to enjoy the uh, Krishna's pleasure. So the only the Krishna's pleasure is enjoyed by the serving heartfully through Guru Parampara. That is like if we don't come to this conclusion, then we are in illusion. We think this ordinary dance and Krishna's dance is the same thing. No, the dancing, to take part in the dancing, it requires many millions of years tapasya. It is not ordinary. Like Lakshmi Devi, she tried to attend the dance with Krishna in Vrindavan. She could not. Then she went to like meditation. So she was in tapasya and Lord, so many we don't have that. Even if a plant is placed in that part of the dance, that means it has done millions of years of tapasya. So Itham Brahma Bhuta. There is a verse that Krita Punya Punja, Sakam Varjam Kritapunya Punja. Like Srimad Bhagavatam, 10th canto, 12th chapter, 6th and 11th verse says, to join with rasa dance of Krishna or to play with Krishna as covered by it requires Kritapunya Punja, many millions of bhakti pious activities. So Krishna's pastimes in Vrindavan with the covered voice and with the gopis, they are all spiritual. They are not material. But Krishna's manifest exists, like exhibits the Leela coming here personally, so that we may hear about Krishna and may be attracted. So one can go and play with Krishna. How can he go and play with Krishna? No. How can go and dance with Krishna? How can become a paternal affection with Krishna? How can I become a tree, a grass in Vrindavan, so that Krishna may trample over me? This is called Krishna Prabhu. So Krishna practically demonstrates for the facility of the conditioned soul. And Krishna and his expansions, Ananda Chinmaya, like just like Krishna is in the rasa dance. We just discussed these gopis are also expansions of his energy, and you will find so with each and every gopi, Krishna is there. Even in Dwaraka Leela, in each and every queens of Dwaraka in their palaces are fully occupied by Krishna and doing different activities. That is he has so many expansions. So we should not take Krishna dancing like our ball dance we just discussed. Like Durudroga Kamam Apahintoya Svi Acharena Dhira. Everyone, we have got these lusty desires. So, but if actually one is advanced and he hears from realized persons what is the meaning of Krishna's rasa dance, so then the result will be Rogam Kamam. We have got a heart disease. Heart disease means lusty desire. Rogam Kamam Apahpinoti. It becomes vanquished if one actually hears Krishna's Rasa Leela, then no more material lusty desires. This is the result. But unless one, we are so advanced spiritually, we should not indulge in hearing about Rasa Leela. Then we shall commit offense. We shall think that Krishna is dancing like us, and how Krishna is dancing. We just discussed all, and like when gopis joyfully to Krishna's hand between their folded palms, and another placed his arm anointed with sandalwood paste on her shoulder. Even Mother Yashoda, uh, she did millions of years tapasya to become mother of Krishna. Otherwise, it is not easy to become a mother of Krishna. So, like, we cannot simply capture Krishna. That's what in Yashoda Leela we understand that the raptures, Rupa raptures. So Mother Yashoda asks, like the pastime of binding Krishna with her love, Vatsalya Bhava, has a parallel in conjugal exchange, Madhurya Bhava, Radha and Krishna. And in this way, our Gaudiya Vaishnavas cherish an esoteric dimension to the Damodara episode. In fact, according to the Jiva Goswami, the exchange with Sri Radha is the prototype for the exchange with Yashoda. Like the spiritual world before, Gautam Puja, Bhagavan, when we tried to meet the Radha at her home, since he was late, she was angry and bound him by her golden uh, girdle belt. Krishna pleaded in front of her and narrated everything about the great festival at his home, which had caused his late arrival. So, and thus he placed her and she let him go. Then Krishna, being pleased at mind, said to her, the golden girdle belt with which you have offered me around my stomach will cause me to be known as Damodara. So there is no name dearer to me in all the worlds. Those who chant his name always will achieve all perfections, having obtained the rarest gift of my bhakti. They will achieve my abode. Here, rather, I will manifest this pastime in the material world. There, when I will be born by my mother to a mortar using various forms. And like Vaja traditions further reveals that the gopis sometimes sit near Mother Yashoda just to hear, us, sing Krishna's glories. So in those moments, Radharani especially listens closely, and particularly when Yashoda recites the Damodara pastimes, enveloped by Damodara's mood of surrender, when he acquires to Mother Yashoda's love, Sri Radha feels deep affection, remembering when she who was able to bind him in this way. And like again, Jiva Goswami says this, like she longs to once again bind Krishna with her love, resolving to do whatever might be necessary to win his affections. And the notion of Radha Damodara then refers to Radha Rani's mood and of intense attraction for this totality of loving affection. We have to understand that and like now how to achieve by Mother Yashoda. And even Srila Prabhupada mentions in Krishna book chapter 9, he says that some uh, refers to two inches, two fingers, how when Prabhupada in various instances does the same. And ancient India, small length measurements such as we call one angula, angula means finger, one, this one, or mutti, first were used to determine length and breadth. In fact, one can find the rough equivalent of an inch by measuring from the top knuckle, from this knuckle of one's thumb to the thumb tip, from here to this to here. Okay, two of those like this, of course, will constitute 2 inches. This D, the digit is sometimes referred to as a finger or finger breadth because it was originally based on the dimensions of a human finger. So that's why Damodarashtakam is a famous Sanskrit stotra attributed to the Padma Purana and originally written by Satyavrata Muni. So one who recites this, and they will definitely achieve the Krishna Bhakti, Krishna Prema. That's what, and I think we have very less time. So, and Satyavrata Muni says in the 8th, in this verse, he says that Damodarashtakam might serve as a bridge from the Yashoda Damodara Leela, which is the tenor, he mentions that of the entire poem. The Damodara, the subtly calm connecting to Sri Radha and Damodara Leela. So one definitely we should take this opportunity to how one can achieve the Krishna Bhakti by performing unflinching devotional service towards Krishna. So, people one may wonder how all this applies to Damodar Lila. And devotional action like Bhakti Seva manifests in the process of worship. One should understand activities that bring one closer to God, like Mother Yashoda's giving every ounce of strength to binding little Damodara, constitute the effort required to receive God's mercy. This is referred to the as steadiness in worship and Bhaktanista Bhajan Notha. Like he says that the spiritual potency generated from such works constitutes the first missing inch of Damodara's robe. And the second inch is often a consequences of the first. That is to say, Krishna's mercy generally evoked when he sees his devotees relentlessly effort takes a practitioner the rest of the way. And Yashoda's efforts was not enough, actually. So she gave it all she had, and it was ultimately Krishna's mercy that allowed her to bind him. It should be understood that while effort is reliable, okay, path in achieving the grace of the Lord, it is in the end entirely up to him. Krishna is independent, Swarat. If so, Krishna desires. That's what, when we stand in front of the Lord, we say, if you so desire, Krishna, if so desire, please give me something, or keep my health, and give me taste of your holy name. That's what, we plead to Krishna to give something which we don't have. And we plead to Krishna and to achieve something, to become his devotee. So, and his grace, when his grace manifests to on us by his sweet will, and definitely our life becomes successful. Okay. Thank you all. Thanks for giving me a wonderful opportunity. So I just shared what my realizations. Any comments or questions, please let me know. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.